welcome to the 290 Mo podcast. I appreciate your time. If you could, introduce yourself for my viewers and listeners.
My name is Bre Nickelle. I am the Quiet Storm, a.k.a. the Secret Weapon, right here from Chicago, Illinois, and I am a singer-songwriter. You can find me on all social media platforms at BreNickelle. I'm everywhere, YouTube, Spotify, Tidal, anywhere there's music, I'm there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now that you're everywhere, you know what I'm saying, in music, let's talk about the beginning before we get to the music. Where is Bre from? Where's your stomping grounds?
Okay. Well, I'm out of the church.
Mm-hmm.
PK kid, 2 parents were pastors, so you can only imagine the church life and how much church I went to and stuff like that. I was a part of the praise team, a drummer, in youth choirs and stuff like that. And so it pretty much started there. My parents having me sing everywhere, certain different type of events, engagements, and stuff like that. And then I got introduced to where I was sitting on the sideline, and I used to just watch my cousin play the drums.
Mm-hmm.
And I just studied him the whole time. Like, it was so much commotion going on sometimes, and jumping and hollering and screaming, but I never disconnected my eyes from him at sometimes. And man, just watching him and studying him and his every move, like, that's how I learned how to play the drums. And so I from singing to playing the drums for many years, and then I started writing little skits and songs out and stuff like that. And fast forward to 2020, when the pandemic was here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I literally thought it was over.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
You did?
yeah, I didn't know.
End of the world over?
Yeah, I'm like,
Okay.
this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't never been through nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all of this, the world having to shut down. So I'm like, if this is it, you better go after it. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't going to get another chance.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, I picked the pen back up, and I just started writing about what I've been through from 2013 all the way to 2020.
Mm-hmm.
That span, I lost my parents
Mm.
a couple months apart. I went through a pregnancy, a divorce, and just humiliation. So a lot of stuff. So I had some time to kind of, you know what I'm saying, gather some things that I went through.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I was like, man, I'm just going to tell my story, you know, and whoever it touch, you know, and I've been doing it ever since.
Okay. I love how you just put everything together, and you know, that's like a movie. So I gotta chop it up though. So what I want to know is, growing up as a preacher's kid, you know what I'm saying, I was somewhat in the church for a little bit of my life.
Okay.
And it was like kind of like worldly music, you know what I'm saying. It was like frowned upon, you know what I'm saying. So did you always have inspirations to like be like a artist in the industry, or was it something else you aspired to be at that time?
A little bit of both. I wanted to be crazy. Fun fact, I played basketball. I was really good. Shout out to Bloom Trail High School in the
I know
South
that's at
suburbs.
Chicago Heights, yeah.
For sure, yeah. I was a guard. I mean, a forward and a center.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I was decent.
Yeah.
So my goals in my mind was like, I want to go hoop. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to join the league, get in the league and stuff like that. And stuff started happening, and that kind of went down. And then on the other hand, yes, I admired not too many. I admire Mary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
That was the
I'm
only
familiar.
like, you know, people in gospel that I did.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I admire like, of course, Mary J. Blige,
Mm-hmm.
all of the female groups and stuff like that. Because my sister, I have a sister that's 7 years older than me,
Mm-hmm.
so she really put me on to a lot. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's where it came from. Those are the people that I really rock with.
Okay. And at that time and coming up, what was your support system like, having, you know what I'm saying, before your parents left? What was their outlook on like worldly music and on performing industry music? Did they have a opinion on it, or?
It definitely was a restriction.
Mm.
I couldn't listen to rap and stuff, of course, like hard down rap, like the stuff that was not permitted. But like we could listen to like old school. My mother still like old school music, so she'll let us listen to that with her. Or my sister turn on like the girl groups, stuff mild and meek. But yeah, that's yeah.
Okay. So would you say you had an influence outside of, knowing that you were talented, you mentioned Mary. Other than that, was there anybody, you was hanging up on the wall, or you was like
I I like B2K.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then I like the Blackstreet Boys, the Backstreet Boys. You know what I'm saying? All of the groups, I like them. I really wouldn't say at that particular time, because I'm thinking like younger me. You know what I'm saying? But the older me now, if you was to ask me that question, like now, yeah, I would say Mary J. Blige. You know what I'm saying? Like I really admire her. Jasmine Sullivan, her. You know what I'm saying? Those type of women I would definitely go after. And I'm going to mention two men.
Okay.
Two men.
Dope.
Maxwell.
Shout out.
And Joe. Shout out to the men out there. Listen, it's some dope R&B men out there that don't get enough credit. You know what I'm saying? And you rarely hear female artists saying
That's
that.
the first time I've heard
You
female. I
know
was
what
getting
I
ready
mean?
to say that. That's the first time.
Yeah, for sure. So I definitely have to. I think that Joe is just, he has this voice of like an angel. You know what I'm saying? He can be real alto-ish, but then he can do a nice falsetto, and it's just so pretty. And then Maxwell is like rugged, soft, sweet, in your face. Like I love that. So they probably be my two pick of men for sure.
Okay. And just to segue from the music from 1 second, fun fact about me, I went to 7th and 8th grade at Brookwood Junior High in Glenwood. That's why I'm familiar with Bloom. Like we used to go up, my mother used to take us to the trail. We used to go run the trail and stuff on the track.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, that's dope. So before we leave off of that, I want to know about your basketball career. Like how important was it to you? How far did you take it? Or was it just something that you found yourself that you had a talent in?
Oh, my mom put me in. We had like a community center around the corner from us, and they had basketball like every Saturday during like the winter time. So they put me in there a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? And we all was able to see like, man, okay, she got a little talent. And I began to see the potential in myself. And then as I went to high school, I was on the team like 3 years. My mother took me off for some reasons that I didn't understand at the time, but I understand now. You know what I'm saying? Then I went on to get accepted. I know it was a community college, Olive Harvey College, and Prairie State College. They reached out to me. I was trying to build myself up, but I know I could have did it. But then after that, it's like I went on prom and I discovered myself. You know what I'm saying? I saw that like, man, I like to, look like a female more and do this more. And I got into beauty and fashion and stuff like that. And so I kind of strayed away from basketball. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, also before we get back to the music, if you don't mind, what type of impact did losing both parents in such a short time span have on? Like I hear like musicians when they encounter something like that, they put the music down for a minute, you know what I'm saying, and try to just maintain. So how did that affect everything, you know what I'm saying? Was it all of a sudden, was it something that you had to prepare yourself for? If you could, you know what I'm saying, could you talk about that?
Well, my mother had went through a illness early part of like the 2000s, and it went away, and then maybe like 2012 it came back. And so throughout the course of those years, we always kept it in our minds like, okay, she had this, we praying that it don't never come back, you know what I'm saying? But you always have to keep it there. The Lord kept her healthy and stuff. Nothing was, and so I would say that it caught us off guard out of boom, the end of 2012, 2013, like it hit hard, you know what I'm saying? And so shortly after that, it was like maybe 8, 9 months that it had happened. And in between that, my father, he took ill. He was also ill. So then that was still kind of a shock too. We it's a thing in our family right now. We think that because he knew before any of us knew that that's what made him go down. You know what I'm saying? Because they were the epitome of a black power couple. I mean, man, just watching how my father was to my mother and how submissive my mother was to him, it was like they was definitely like salt and pepper. You know what I'm saying? They went together. You know what I mean? So for it to happen so suddenly, yeah, it was definitely like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? But I think because they rooted and grounded me in the church, if I didn't believe in the God before for real, I definitely believe in him now, because that was enough to take me up out of here. You know what I'm saying? But the prayers of my mother and my grandmother and just the foundation that I have in God, he kept me. You know what I'm saying? There's no other words, nothing else to try to guess or figure out. So yeah.
Okay. And another question before we get to the music. I'm sorry.
No problem.
With you being a preacher's kid, what made you, you know what I'm saying, want to not? It's different, you know what I'm saying, being raised in the church, you know what I'm saying, from being a preacher's kid, you know what I'm saying. Being in the church, a lot of times you see the preacher's kid sometimes like a lineage thing, you know what I'm saying. You move up, you know what I'm saying, within a bigger role in the church, you know what I'm saying. Was that ever something that you thought you would take on, or was it never something that you saw yourself doing?
Never saw myself doing it. My mother definitely wanted to train me to be like a minister. That's all I heard from her and my grandmother, a couple of more elders in the family, like, that girl is gonna preach. And I'm like, as kids, we tend to do the opposite of what they tell us we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, that's cool and all. I love God and stuff like that. But I'm like, Mom, let me choose my own path. You know what I'm saying? So I never saw myself doing that. But I was a teacher of the kids' Sunday school.
Oh, yeah.
And they tricked me. Let me tell you how they got me. I was graduating high school and I had a car. I had a car since like 10th grade. But it broke down. It was my dad's car and it broke down. And I was so spoiled. I'm like, by the time 12th grade got here, I didn't have a car. And I knew they was going to give me one, but I want them to speed up the process. So I was like, I don't want to take the bus. Can y'all take me to school every day? And they did, and I knew that would, it kind of play in my favor. Like, they'll get tired. I'm not going to take this girl to school every day. You know what I'm saying? So they ended up probably like February, March, taking me to a dealership. And my dad was like, if you do me this favor, you can have this car. And I was like, what? You got to teach Sunday school. I want the car, so that's how I became a Sunday school teacher.
Okay, so you gotta had to get something out of it. You know what I'm saying? Did you get any type of fulfillment up out of teaching Sunday school? Did you take it serious, or was it just, I'm here for business, y'all just be quiet, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it started out as that, but then when I noticed like the looks on these kids' faces, they really looked to me to give them proper, guidance and tell them who is God and what to do with your life and stuff like that. So after that, for a little while, I did start taking it serious. I would go home and try to study a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and come up with a topic to talk about the day. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you for opening that window into your personal life for us for that little minute. So we're gonna get right back to the music. So
okay, shoot.
Yeah, let's get to it. So what I want to know about the music is, I want to know, how did you start taking music serious? Because you know what I'm saying, with being like an artist without a super big budget, you know what I'm saying, going to different studios and producers, how do you get, you know what I'm saying, to first of all to the point where it's like I'm comfortable to the point I want to go somewhere and record it, to the point to like finding out where to record and how to record, where it is. Just talk to me about how that happened.
I was watching a movie with Diana Ross, what's her name, Tracy Ellis Ross, And at the end, she was singing. She was singing, and I loved the song. Like, it was so fulfilling. I'm like, oh my God, the words were dope. From that song and from that beat came another beat in my head. And I started doing it with my mouth, and then the words just started forming. Like, it was like, when you're living in your dreams, when you find you're in the peace. You know what I'm saying? When you really start to breathe. When you look back on your life and the things that really tried to break you, but you broke free, nothing beats. And that was the hook. And when I came up with that hook, I knew then. I said, I got something. I'm about to run with this.
Just off the hook.
Just off the hook. Like, it was feeling in it. You know what I'm saying? And I was just, while the words were coming to me, I was like literally having flashback moments of the past 7-8 years, at the time, of just, man, my parents and, abusive relationship and pregnancy by myself and all that. And it was just like, I felt strength. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's, man, that was the moment.
Did those bars ever make it on wax, or was it
yes,
just?
Sir. It's called Nothing Beats.
Okay.
It's called Nothing Beats on all streaming platforms.
Okay, so you come up with these bars, you know what I'm saying? Did you? What was the next step? Like, did you yellow page a studio? Did you know somebody with a studio?
Yeah. So the next step is my best friend. Shout out to Stephanie. The year before that, she was like, friend, I'm going to pay for you to go and record a song. I found this place, Studio 11. It's only $65. And I'm sitting in the car driving home from work, a job that I love, but I wanted to break free, And I pulled up to the crib, and I get the call like that. And I was like, what? Instantly, my heart started beating so fast. Like, you sure? You know what I'm saying? And I was too nervous. And then the next year, I turned it down. And then the next year, when the Nothing Beats came, I remembered. I said, girl, what's that studio that you said? And she told me, and I shout out to Studio 11 for helping me make my first song and my first EP called Vivid. So, yeah, okay. I knew it.
So I wasn't expecting for you to say you turned it down. I was getting ready for you to be like, yeah, she called, went to the studio, and it was gone from there. So that's in a year between doing it again. That's crazy. So in between that year, was you still like, when you called it back, like, have you been writing writing music you said you knocked out a whole EP, so was you writing music, or did you?
Not at that time.
Like, when I made that call, that's when I'm finna start. Is it all started that day?
Yeah, the day of Nothing Beats. Yeah, it started that day. And I'm telling you, me and my partner Sarai Colvin, he produced my last EP. That's her boyfriend, and she told me, like, well, you and Sarai could work together. Like, the stars was aligning. You know what I'm saying? And man, yeah, we did Nothing Beats in July for my birthday. By December, I had a 9-song EP out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went off, like, boom, 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 started knocking stuff out. You know what I'm saying? Because it was in the heart. And anything that's in the heart, when it come out, it's golden. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. And I speak to artists all the time, you know what I'm saying? And it's very seldom it's like boom, 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 they first time. So what I want to know is about your creative process. Like, how was you able to, you know what I'm saying? Was it working with somebody who was familiar with the music creation process already, or was you just so ready to express yourself in that way that it just came naturally?
I was hungry, and it came out naturally. Sarai was feeding me beats. I was killing them motherfuckers. I was grabbing them and devouring them. I sent him the song the next day, or maybe even that night. He like, damn, okay, let's go. You know what I'm saying? He kept sending me, and man, for real, like, man, it was definitely, it was easy to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a passion. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So still more about your creative process. Are you a writer? Do you get the music and just start creating and then put it to paper, or what's that like?
So it depends. Each song is different. If I'm making a love song, I'll try to set some candles and spray the room down with some good scent. You know what I'm saying? Turn the lights out, have a cup of tea with some extra additives, or you know what I'm saying? Turn on jazz on the TV, real soft, you know what I'm saying? And I vibe out. If it's like in your feelings, the lights can stay on. I'm libating it up, you know what I'm saying? And I'm in my feelings, you know what I'm saying? So it really depends. And I'm definitely a person that write it down on paper because I love to leave a paper trail. And that's what artists need to know. Artists out there, leave a paper trail. For real.
Okay. So when you say you love to leave a paper trail, so you got it's somewhere in the crib. It's a stack full of notebooks to just
for sure,
just everything in this, and they're being purposely archived.
Yes, yes.
Is it an end game for those or just what did you better yet, let me ask you this. Where did you get that, you know what I'm saying, that mindset? Is it just, you know what I'm saying, want to preserve your art, or is it just, or was you taught that?
I was taught that. My mom always taught me to put it in writing. And so that's what I do in my life. I put it in writing. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, the nature.
Okay. So with OG telling you, letting you know early, you know what I'm saying? That's something my OGs say too. Put it in writing.
Yeah.
Don't ever, anytime you get somebody, it was before Cash App and all that stuff. Like anytime you get somebody some money, make sure they give you a receipt back. You know what I'm saying? Walk the bop. So yeah, that's dope. So well, I want to know, with you being an artist, especially a female artist, and knowing the things you know as far as putting everything in writing. Did you start like knowing everything as far as like the proper promotion and owning the rights to your music and having the rights and stuff like that, or was that something you had to learn? You know,
I had to learn that, and actually my brother Sarai, he helped me with all of that. He told me in the door, you got to get you an ASCAP. And on the ASCAP, get you a publishing and the writers. You know what I'm saying? Get you a publishing company. Like, he taught me everything.
So your first EP was legit.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Yes,
you don't hear that from a lot of artists. You know what I'm saying? And just from not knowing, you know what I'm saying, the talent be there. You know what I'm saying, and even sometimes the production value be in other spots. You know what I'm saying, but you don't hear that, especially with their first project. So that's dope as well. Sure. Also, still talking about your creative process a little bit more. I get the vibe, you know what I'm saying, that it's a lot of passion and emotion put into your music, you know what I'm saying, and just having the conversation that I've been having with you so far, you know what I'm saying. You mentioned the divorce and pregnancies and things of that nature. Is that something that you put into your music, or do you keep your music as just like art?
I'm an open book when it comes to my music. You know what I'm saying? On the first EP, I had a song for like basically every chapter I've been through. And on a personal level, I put a song in there about my child's father. You know, and I didn't bash him or nothing like that. It was just facts. And that was my way of freeing myself. You know what I'm saying? Not to get too personal. God has healed me from unforgiveness. You know, so now me and him are great co-parents. Like, everything is working out for my son. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely shared some intimate moments. But when I was going through, you know what I'm saying, he kind of put me out publicly or whatever. And but I never said anything. I always kept a cool head. I kept my mouth shut. And so I finally got the opportunity to open up about my feelings. And I did it in a tasteful way, but I definitely put it out there in the atmosphere. For sure.
Okay, that's dope. You know what I'm saying, being able to tell a story with actual, you know what I'm saying, because it make it easier for people to connect to. You know what I'm saying, because people can feel that, you know, the genuineness and stuff like that. So also, you know what I'm saying, just on the artistic side of things, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, you're still an artist. You know what I'm saying. So do you consciously be like, you know what I'm saying, I gotta have something that can play on the radio, something that you can listen to on Lakeshore Drive? Is that something you take into account as well, or is it just, you know, whatever I feel, that's what I'm put out?
Both. You know, it's whatever I feel majority of the time. But I'm an artist that love artists. I love music, so I definitely, you know, learn and pay attention to those that pick certain songs that could be placement songs on commercials and stuff like that, or pick a song for a rainy night with your lover, or pick a song for the barbecue. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely pay attention to the times and the seasons and what's going on for sure.
Hmm. Okay, okay. So, and with that being said, do you also take that into account when you're doing music selection, or is that, you know what I'm saying, strictly, you know what I'm saying, what you feel, what you vibe with? Or do you be like, man, this one to go for the club, I gotta do something to
Yeah,
it.
for
So
sure. Yeah, yeah, it's definitely like that.
hmm,
Yeah, for sure.
what's your favorite type of music to do?
Ooh, love music, intimate music for sure.
Hmm.
I love intimate songs.
Okay. Is it what was it specifically about the intimate songs that
Well, intimacy is like my love language. The one-on-one physical contact, if I can
hmm,
keep it, PG.
hmm,
So I feel like I write about that best because that's the best way I express my love.
hmm,
You know what I'm saying? That it's not all about that. I can also, stimulate your mind, laugh with you and stuff like that. But that is like a part that I really love to share with my partner. So that's where my good writing really goes to for sure.
okay, okay, that's dope. That's dope. So another thing I want to ask you, with you being a female in a mostly male dominated industry, not even just within the strictly music bars part, but as far as producers,
Hmm.
photographers,
Yeah,
videographers,
for
walk the
sure.
bop. You know what I'm saying? How has your experience been so far being a female in the male dominated industry?
It's been great, especially the last couple of months have been like a fantastic shift.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like this year R&B is finally getting some homage. You know what I'm saying? It's so many talented black queens out here. You know what I'm saying? And I think we're finding our voice. And shout out to my girl Johnny Dimitri. Running side by side with her. These past few months have been like bomb. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been doing some great things together, and I feel very, positive and energetic about myself and my career and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. And because you hear a lot of horror stories, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying. So that's dope that you've had a great experience thus
Yeah,
far.
for sure.
Okay, okay. So also with you being a musician and being an artist, sometimes you is everything has like a yin and a yang. You know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna start with the good. I want to know, um, in this industry, what's your favorite part of it all? You know what I'm saying, from the shows, the interviews, the actual going to the studio and creating the product to promoting. What's your favorite aspect of it all?
Man. I would probably say I'm gonna go with as of late interviews.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
dope.
I'm gonna
That's
go
dope.
as of late interviews for real
That's dope.
because you're able to see my face
Mhm.
away from the microphone and all of that stuff. Like
Mhm.
when I refer you back to my music, you can go hear my music, but this is me.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I really love the interviews right now. I'm rocking with it. I'm able to share who I am and be open and transparent at the same time.
Well, that's dope. You know what I'm saying. A lot of people, they do interviews. You know what I'm saying, but they not necessarily be wanting to talk about certain things. You know what I'm saying, or it's just not a good conversation. And so that's dope. I tend to get that a lot with a lot of the male hip hop artists. Like they're probably my shortest interviews. You know what I'm saying. It's like I be trying, but you know what I'm saying, it'd be tough. So
Yeah.
it's glad to talk with someone who enjoys that aspect of it
Oh,
all.
for sure.
So, to the yang, man, to the yang aspect, to the yang, excuse me, aspect of it. If you had to take one thing out of the industry that you had to deal with, you know what I'm saying, what would it be?
Um, I guess I would take out janky promoters.
Oh yeah, is it
Yeah.
bad?
Yeah, it's kind of bad.
Okay.
Oftentimes, me and Johnny talk about it, that singers get a bad rap, if something doesn't go right, well, it's our fault and this, that, and the third. But, people, they don't, in her words, set us up for success. And I really feel that, you know what I'm saying? R&B singers really don't get enough credit because we go up there and we have to sing, not talk. sing while y'all standing looking at us and pour out our hearts, and you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, I probably would take that away because I think we're kind of underappreciated. You know what I'm saying? And I pray and hope that God will send us to places that will have our best interests. And I just don't agree with the fact that to do shows and stuff you got to pay for a slot, and like, why am I paying you to perform my song? And 9 times out of 10 they be in your inbox asking you to do it. It's like you asking me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll probably take that away.
For sure. I definitely feel you on that. I'm not even an artist, but just from the outside looking in, like I see a lot of promoters making promises and things, you know what I'm saying? It's like I ain't never seen one person who won a slot giveaway be put in the slot. Not one. So, I love to see it, you know what I'm saying? It'd definitely be great, you know what I'm saying? But it, you know what I'm saying? I definitely am all for, you know what I'm saying, promoting yourself, throwing your own events, you know what I'm saying, listening parties, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature, you know what I'm saying. So
I do want to give another shout out to Johnny Dimitri because she had her birthday party in March. The girl she bought the city out by herself. You know what I'm saying? And she bought artists out, and it was dope. And that was like, I could do that. You know what I'm saying? We could do that. You know what I mean? And so why am I going to pay you to... I'm not... And we don't get none of them funds. No.
Yeah, they want you to pay them. Then they want you to bring 10 people.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? They want you to buy 10 drinks. What are we here for?
Yeah, right.
Okay, cool. So if I let you go, I just got a few more questions. So, I want to talk. We talked about your support system before the passing of your parents. So I want to talk about your support system now. You know what I'm saying? With the social media era, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got a phone in their hand. You know what I'm saying? Do you find the people close to you supporting what you do now, or is it, you know what I'm saying, you feel like it could be more? Is it something you don't even care about? You know what I'm saying?
I find that when you want to do good for yourself, that's when you find out people's real hands. You know what I'm saying? You find out how they really see you and view you. Some people. And I find that, and I love family, friends. This is no shade to anybody, but it's a fact that some of the closest people to you will not support you. You know what I'm saying? They won't share. They won't say anything, openly. And then you have those cases where some people don't really support you in the music aspect, but they support you in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm grateful for, because like my sister, she's not really like a social media person. She's a inward person. So instead of me getting angry at that, I look at the fact that she checks and she keeps up with my boy. You know what I'm saying? Her and her children, they take care of my son, so that I can go out here and try to create something for me and him. So I'm grateful for that, and then I have my best friend. She has my son for me. You know what I'm saying? She always looking out for me. You know what I'm saying? But she supports both sides. So you just have those people that they might not support you here, but they hella support you over here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
And that's dope. And I always ask artists that who I feel like music, you know what I'm saying, it's inevitable for what you got going on to make it mainstream. And you're going to have a lot of people as cousin, you know what I'm saying? So that's something I always ask. And you made a great point, was just saying something like, it's just it ain't some people lanes, you know what I'm saying? Like I got guys, you know what I'm saying, that's really into other things, you know what I'm saying? So I don't be mad at them that they don't share my podcast, you know what I'm saying, on Facebook. So it's definitely different ways of to showing support. So
yeah, for sure.
Also being an artist, you know what I'm saying, you have to work with a lot of other people, you know what I'm saying, other artists, videographers, cameramans, things of that nature. Was that something that came easy to you? You know what I'm saying? I know you and Johnny got some hits, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, what's your feelings on working with other artists? Is it something you rather not do, or it got to click, or?
Man, I absolutely love it. The first artists that I work with were a group of guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're a rap group called the Black Mavericks, and Alex. Shout out to Alex and Rashad. Um, Man, they called me up, well, inboxed me like, man, we have this song. We want to see what you could do with it, and I came up with the whole concept of a love letter to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So that was a real dope experience. And now I'm working with Johnny, and I just did a show with Chocolate Berry and Tia Songbird and Johnny on Sunday, and we got some stuff that we working on. So I love working with people, for real. I do. It makes me tap into other zones and areas that I probably wouldn't have did as a solo artist. So yeah, I love to work with people.
Okay. If you don't mind me asking, I want to talk about your goals. What's a few of your goals?
My initial goal is to be a writer.
Mm.
I just wanted to come out as an artist first, so that I could draw attention, because I know I have a voice. You know what I'm saying? And so I would say writing is the main goal. Another goal is to get my song placement in a movie or commercial. I would like to actually own a studio and a record label, actually, and I would like to have my own writing team. So yeah, that's a few goals that I have.
Okay, that's dope, man. You gonna have your hands full.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is any specific kind of? Is it gonna just be R&B artists, or any artists?
I would do a country western singer. Yes, I would, because I love all type of music. I do a rock and roll star, for real. I do everyone. I'm not closed minded where it has to be ethnic music.
You got a country song on the way?
Do I have a country song already? No. I should work on one.
Yeah, on the way.
Definitely should.
On the way. That's what's up.
Definitely should.
Okay. And this kind of ties into the goals questions, but if you could, you know what I'm saying, stir the pot for me a little bit. Why do you do this at the end of the day? What's the purpose?
Build a legacy for my son. That's it. That's all.
That's what's up. And was that always a goal for you, or was that something that, you know what I'm saying, having a son, you know what I'm saying, changed for you?
Having Bryson, so sorry to cut you off. I couldn't wait for this, because I'm such a mom. But having Bryson was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. I really feel that he saved my life. You know what I'm saying? I say the
same thing about my daughter.
For real, I really feel that Bryson came in and saved my life, and he made me grow up. He made me mature, you know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm still learning. He only 7. So I only been a mom for 7 years, going on 8. But it's like a very great experience. You know what I'm saying? We have our ups and downs, our challenges, but that's my man. Like, for real, I love my son. And right now, because I'm so busy, I feel guilty sometimes. Like, man, I have to, let him go over here because I got this. But I definitely let him know that, listen, mommy is doing this for you, baby. Like, and I still fill in the gaps when I'm not with him. Try to let him know that he's included by sending him pictures of what I'm doing. Right before this interview, I was able to talk to him, let him know what I was doing, and he had some opinion like, well, ma, you probably should fix your hair, and why you got that black lipstick on, do something different, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely grateful for my son, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. I appreciate you for coming through. But before I let you sneeze up out of here, let's just talk about what you got going on right now. You know what I'm saying? If anybody want to check you out, what can they expect? What you want them to click on first? You know what I'm saying? What's going on?
Man, okay. Once again, you can find me on all streaming platforms at BRENICKELLE. Music is everywhere. I have 6 videos right now on YouTube. 7 is coming. We're gonna do a video to Play It Safe with featuring Johnny Dimitri. And hopefully, prayers up. For my birthday, I'm trying to release my album called R and Bre. So that's in July, maybe August, something like that. And yeah, just I have a show coming up. Shout out to Big Red Entertainment, to your Songbird. I'm going to be performing at their Players Ball
Okay.
on the 18th of May. So yeah. And hopefully, some more stuff coming up. I got a few more interviews and stuff like that. But for now, check me out on all streaming platforms. BRENICKELLE.
All right. Thank you for coming through. Can't wait to have you back. You guys make sure y'all check out the In the Booth performance. That'll be out now. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.
Peace out. Peace.